Recently, Asya and I had the chance to visit her family in Sarajevo, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to try out a different kind of travel video. If you didn't know that Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, received the 2025 National Geographic People's Choice Award for the best place to travel to in the world, all it would take is one YouTube search to prove how popular it's become amongst tourists. So many of these videos were made in like the past year or so. On one hand, it's awesome that people are recognizing Sarajevo, and not just for the deadly siege that it endured from 1992 to 1996, but its rich history as a blend of cultures, religions, and important events. And although one can argue that Sarajevo is finally getting the recognition it deserves, there's a very important factor missing when scrolling through the pages and pages of videos on YouTube. In a genre where so many of us are concerned with what a place can offer its visitors, we often overlook the experiences of the people who live there. And that's why in this video, we're on a mission to visit local craftsmen, artisans, and culinary experts to learn about the city and its traditions through a local perspective. And to make sure we're doing this right, I reached out to Numa and Kathi from Cheyf, a tour agency in Sarajevo, to guide us and give their expert knowledge on the ins and outs of Bosnia and Herzegovina's capital. And trust me, I couldn't have predicted what we would learn along the way, or how our day would start out for that matter. Our journey starts here, a guest house named Time Out, run by its gracious host Mario, where we begin a long day's trip like any Bosnian would, with a nice glass of fruit brandy called rakia, or maybe two. After possibly having one too many, stuffing ourselves on Easter cookies and getting to know each other a bit, we're on our way. The first leg of our journey takes us through winding streets to Baš Čaršija, Sarajevo's old town / bazaar, full of restaurants, markets, shops, and cultural landmarks. This area of town is often described as Sarajevo's Little Istanbul, a clear indication of the Ottoman Empire's influence from its 4-century-long rule between 1461 and 1878. After a quick pit stop to meet up with Asya's brother, we arrive at our first destination.
I am a 4th generation in this job. If you like to see something nice, just open that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
My grandpa started to do that 1936. What I make now, that final product, will be that. When you see the design of this bookmark, you see different. This one, this one, this one. Yes. Everyone is different because I don't have plan for do that. And finally, when it's finished complete, when design is over, I will use rubber hammer. I will just make flat. I will make small hole. Add tassel, and that will be that bookmark. And I will show you one more interesting souvenir which is really authentic for us. Or it is leftovers from siege period Sarajevo from 92-95, and we are take that showcase, we are make design. When I do that, I will use same tools like when I do bookmark, and this now we use like flowers vase, vase. Before it was killing, now is flowers vase, something nice is make of something bad. Before it's taking life, now we'll put water, put flowers, now give new life. And I really like always show people that transformation, negative in positive, also something like that you can to see anywhere. This is one part our history and souvenir which is really authentic for
only exists here.
Meeting Kenan was truly a highlight of our trip. He has such a warm and kind energy, and you can tell how much pride he has in keeping his family's work alive. After checking out his wares, grabbing some souvenirs, and thanking him for sharing his time with us, Numa and Kathi usher us off to our next destination. As the afternoon approached, we were made more and more aware of just how much Sarajevo's tourism industry has been booming. With every corner we turned, a larger crowd awaited. So we took the opportunity to slip away, regroup, and learn more about Sarajevo from Numa and Kathi.
It's very interesting. Sarajevo is like a sausage, you know. We are here in the old town. Mostly the old town is also the city center, and the city can develop in all the sides. But the city, there has been some neighborhoods here before. But the city was founded here at the beginning of the valley. It was founded by the Ottomans. So for a European standard, it's a quite young city. And the city could only develop in that one direction. So it's like a timeline. You can see how the city has been developed. We will now go to this baklava shop, and it's very distinctive what is a Bosnian baklava and what is not a Bosnian baklava. So I'm not saying that this one is bad, definitely not. And I really like Turkish cuisine, but this has nothing to do with Bosnian baklavas. You can always recognize Bosnian baklava. It has this diamond shape, but you will see this on the next one. And we don't have pistachio and all of this kinds. It has nothing to do with Bosnian cultures and history. I mean, obviously it came from the east, but also potato and tomato came from South America 400 years ago, and now we all claim it's part of our cuisine. So it's changed throughout the years. Cevapcici, the word comes from kebab. Kebab became cevap. Cic is a diminutive, so something small and cute. And the I in the end is like plural. So it's a lot of small kebabs, and it became its own product. Burek, I know in Istanbul there is Sarajevo-Bosna burek. It's written like it is different, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not totally different, but then it has its varieties. Yeah. So let's go to the baklava.
And after that quick explanation from Numa, we are on our way to meet our next local.
So you can see this is baklava shape. It's this diamond shape, you know. And why this is important? So the baklava shape, the whole baklava, like you see there, is for the guests. But the corners that can never be that shape is for yourself, and this has to do a lot with the Bosnian hospitality, you know. So that would be a typical baklava from all around Bosnia, I would say, even in Serbia and so on. So baklava traveled, and our baklava, we don't have pistachio, we have walnuts, and it's a little bit less sweet. So it's gonna be a little bit different of a taste of baklava than one from the close east, Turkey and the Levantine countries. This is ružica. Ruža means rose, so it is the same ingredients, but it's in a rose shape. But the thing that we are here for today is this jandar baklava. This baklava doesn't exist anywhere else in the world.
These ones are called jandar baklava, and they're our most special one. They're filled with sweet cheese cream, or sweet kaymak, as you will call it, and we have walnut, hazelnut, and almond. The process of making them takes 3 to 4 days. It depends on the temperature. This particular recipe only the family knows. It's been in their family for 200 years, and only 5 to 6 families know the recipe, but this is the only family that's actually making them and selling them. You first have the dough, and the dough has to be so thin you could read a book beneath it. Then you transfer it onto these little sticks, wrap it up, and then squeeze them together, and you leave them to dry up for 3 or 4 days. And when you dry them up, we bake them and then fill them with the sweet cheese cream and all the different kinds of nuts.
When did the shop open?
10 years ago. But the mother of the owner, she actually made baklava from her home. So they were working for 25 years from the home, and then they opened the shop. This here is her mother. Her mother dictated the recipes to her, and she had to write it in this little notebook. But the catch is it doesn't have any measurement units, so you don't know how much you would put of anything. It just goes put this much of this and this much of this. It doesn't clarify what. And the first entry point was actually at 1944.
And before we knew it, a fresh batch of baklava came in, along with a hungry crowd that was waiting patiently to get their hands on them. We had to say our goodbyes, but not before trying some jandar baklava for ourselves.
Secunca.
As we were walking about the city, something that became apparent to me quite quickly was how well connected Numa and Kathi are. It felt like almost every time we stepped outside, they were being approached and greeted by some friends. And it's not just Numa and Kathi. The whole community often stops to say hello and chat with each other while out and about. These aren't just people who happen to live in the same city, but a community full of people who see interaction and connection as an important and normal part of daily life. It's something I'm sorely missing here in Berlin, so I look forward to witnessing it every single time I come back to Sarajevo.
There are two clubs in this city. There is the working club Blue and White Željezničar, working like a railway man, and there is another one, not worth mentioning. And there is like, where is the best cevapi? It's either in Željo, the one, and the other one is formal player, it's also really good. Like, you will not make a mistake. Is it Željo, is it Verhatovč or Special? It's important that it's fresh.
And it's important to not eat it without kaimak, because then it's like the driest thing in the world. I don't understand the people who eat it with just bread and meat.
So you need to have it with kaimak. So let me explain about that. People know cevapčići either with ajvar or with kaimak. So we are in a mountainous area where a lot of like milk products will be, and kaimak is a milk product. You will get ajvar mostly on the seaside, on Croatia, because this kaimak could go bad very quick, And don't eat it like
and don't
sandwich.
eat it like a sandwich.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
the sandwich. Yes.
From one iconic Bosnian food tradition to the next, we're off to Kuća Sevdah to learn more about Bosnia's coffee tradition.
Bosnian coffee tradition is like quite important. It's like the backbone of the society. The first coffee bar in Europe that we have recorded, obviously after Constantinople and Istanbul, was here in Sarajevo. So coffee comes from Ethiopia, then from Ethiopia to Yemen in the city of Mocha. Then it spread throughout the Arab world, from the Arabs to the Ottomans, from the Ottomans here. And then only 100-something years after that in Venice, in Vienna, and then it spread throughout Europe and the world. Many people think Turkish coffee, Bosnian coffee is the same. It is not, like the baklava, it's not like. So it's a different way of preparing it, but as well Bosnian coffee is less acidic, it's not sweetened, and it's not as strong as the Turkish coffee. So like, even though if they came from the Ottomans, so it's being like a distinctive taste and how you make it. So first we do the foam. You need to have kind of some texture over it, some creaminess. So you do this like to each of the cup. As you can see, the design of the jezva is like this. You have here the shape so that the settlement should stay down there, and so you pour it very kind of slowly. So you get this like 2 cups so that you don't burn yourself, but the second cup is made from copper, which is great for
Conducting heat?
conducting heat. So the difference between Turkish and Bosnian coffee. So like the Turkish coffee is made mostly with room temperature water, very often sugar, not by a must, but very often sugar and coffee. And then you bring this to a boil. And the chemical reaction between coffee, heat is quite long. So the coffee gets more intense and it gets more as well acidic, but as well strong. How you make Bosnian coffee, you first boil the water, and then you do in this jezva coffee without sugar, should be traditional Bosnian, and then you already boiled water and you put it like 2/3 of this can, and then you bring this to boil, and that goes very quick because copper is conducting heat, but as well the water was already boiled before, so you let it boil and then you put it away, and so that the coffee settles. In my family we do it twice, some families does it only once. In my family we do it one more time and then let it settle, and then the rest of the water. So the chemical reaction between coffee, heat and water is shorter, so the coffee is not that strong and so acidic. But since we don't sweet it beforehand. So we either have some lokum, rahat lokum, so which is like sweet, it's sugar, water, basically, and some nuts, or we do sugar cubes. So if you would put like just sugar inside and then sear it, you would have this settlement up there, and it wouldn't be a problem. It's nothing bad for you, but like the taste wouldn't be good. So like what we do is just a dip of sugar cube in the coffee, and then you kind of mix it in your mouth. And coffee, the people meet for coffee, not because of the coffee, because it's a reason to talk. Even at 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening, doesn't matter what time of the year, you will see people drinking coffee. And this is everything, like how mothers talk about their daughters and sons and everything. It's done over coffee.
After learning so much about Bosnia's traditional coffee culture, of course I wanted to try it for myself.
Just dip it.
So you just dip it?
And then drink it.
And then leave it.
That's in the show.
You don't have to leave it.
And put in your mouth.
What else is in the
Put in your mouth.
The sugar?
Yeah. You kind of like eat the edge of it.
Interesting. That's really sweet though.
And you also held it a bit too long, so now the whole sugar is already. That's exactly also what happens.
And of course I had to make a fool of myself. Maybe I'll get it next time. We sat down for a little while longer, drinking our coffee, eating our lokum, and eventually the topic came up of why Numa and Kathi started Cheyf in the first place.
And we both were like, this country is amazing, like from nature to history to food to, everything.
But tours were the things that we would have liked to see didn't exist.
Yeah, it was everything. It was war tour here, war tour there. Everything was about the war. And this country has so much more to offer. You don't go to Vietnam. You don't go to Dubrovnik. Also had 4 years of war. You don't go just about the sad and fucked up stuff. You gotta go there to have a good time, to have a good meal. If you want to educate yourself, you should. Then you go as well.
But there
But
are museums,
it shouldn't be this the
there
core
there are
of the
museums,
tourism
there are
there.
dedicated tours for this if you want to educate yourselves. And when we opened the agency, people actually told us, if you don't offer a war tour or a siege tour,
that's where the cash is.
You will not succeed. This is where the money comes from. This is what people want to know. They will not book other tours.
Well, in a good man,
They meant well.
They meant it well.
Of course.
They didn't mean it.
I'm really surprised.
But this is where the money is. So the story is like that, and it's known for that. And I find this a pity. After 30 years, now it's enough, because the country is amazing. Only what I told you today, and this is not even the tip of the iceberg. We have 6 climate zones. We have over 76 tips of over 2,000 meters. We have alpine, Mediterranean, continental climate. We have over 200 waterfalls. Amazing food, which is influenced by the east, by as well the west, but as well we are here Mediterranean. So all of this is amazing. I'm not sure that we will change it, but while we did this our path, we see a lot of other agency now seeing, we can go in this path. So I think this is also positive. I don't see them as competition. I see this as a positive change.
And this is exactly why I reached out to Kathi and Numa in the first place. After visiting Sarajevo on a number of different occasions, I was hoping for an experience that wasn't centered around war, but around its warmth and community. Staying true to their mission, Kathi and Numa take the rest of our time together to show us some of Sarajevo's famous landmarks before we're off to our last destination.
You have it in a national folk song, who drinks water from here, he will come back to Sarajevo.
Am I a mess?
So Sarajevo meeting of culture. So if you would take out of your compass, this is east and this is west, and then as well there is a trick that they say you can go from Vienna to Istanbul in a second. You are in Istanbul and then you just turn around and you are in Vienna. and this is a unique place in worldwide.
Yeah.
That you see these cultures actually meeting, and from each culture, religion, and everything, it's something has been taken and then like built a new culture kind of, and this is still lived today.
Seeing the adoration and pride that Numa, Kathi, and the other locals have for Sarajevo really cemented why I want to showcase local perspectives in the first place. To them, Sarajevo is not just a war-stricken city or a hotspot for tourists, but a place that literally wears its history on its sleeve and transforms its unique blend of cultures into something distinctly its own. Make sure to check out Numa and Kathi's links in the description below, along with all the local businesses we visited, and thanks for spending time with us to see Sarajevo from a local perspective. See you in the next one.